Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Slightly Off Topic podcast. Like always, it is I, Demonic, with the homie Mario.
That's me.
Sorry, I had to whip my whistle real quick. Today's episode is maybe conspiracy theory-like on my behalf because everybody lies. All right, so the chances of this being truth is very slim to none. But did you see that supposedly Zelensky sent a drone to take out Putin?
Yeah, I saw that video.
You saw the video?
Yeah, it was not very convincing.
Video right here. What'd you guys think? Comment down below. Was that convincing? If you're going to try to take out somebody as powerful as Putin, like that much explosives, like
it was not like it was a tiny explosion. Like I would understand like if it crashed through the window,
right?
If they knew where his office was, like I could imagine where if they knew where the office was, the explosion would have been enough to really do some damage, some serious damage.
I mean, it could have, yeah. But
the drone would have had to crash through the window.
Yes, to me, that looked like. I wouldn't necessarily call it an explosion. I call it more of a show off.
Because like it just went up in flames more than an
like the cheap beer. It was more of a Hollywood explosion to like sell like, oh look, this could have been a bad thing. Yeah, like look at the way it fizzed out. Right there.
Yeah, see, it was like a flash. Well, so it was sort of an explosion. Like maybe you could have given him a concussion. It's something like that, but it doesn't look like
that does not look
fireball.
I don't think, and I could be wrong because I am not an explosives expert. And
no, I'm not.
And because we have to say this, sadly, that we are also not war experts or what's the other word, like the foreign diplomats experts, some shit like that. I don't know, but I don't know. To me, that looked it. I mean, I wouldn't want to be near it if it went off,
Yeah, like if that happened outside my window, I'd be pretty pissed too.
Second of all, how did they know exactly where Putin was?
Right. They'd have to have some serious inside intel.
Exactly. So I'm gonna let you read the the article first, and then we'll dive in a bit more into my conspiracy theories and why I think Hillary Clinton did it. Just kidding, she didn't do it. Wink, wink.
Reuters reports, Russia says Ukraine tried to kill Putin with nighttime drone attack on Kremlin. Russia accused Ukraine on Wednesday of attacking the Kremlin with drones overnight in an attempt to kill President Vladimir Putin, the most serious allegation that Moscow has leveled at Kiev in more than 14 months of war. President Volodymyr Zelensky promptly denied any Ukrainian involvement, telling a press conference in Helsinki, "We don't attack Putin or Moscow. We fight on our territory." A senior Ukrainian presidential official said the incident instead suggested Moscow was preparing a major terrorist provocation. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Washington had not been able to validate the reported attack and that Russian U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Washington had not been able to validate the reported attack and that Russian assertions should be taken with a very large shaker of salt.
So not even a grain of salt, it was a shaker of salt.
A whole shaker.
Damn.
Says Russia reserved the right to retaliate. Putin's office said the Russian headliners demanded swift retribution against Zelensky himself. 2 uncrewed aerial vehicles were aimed at the Kremlin as a result of timely actions taken by the military and special services with the use of radar warfare systems. The devices were put out of action, the presidency said in a statement. "We regard these actions as a planned terrorist act and an attempt on the president's life, carried out on the eve of Victory Day, the May 9th parade, at which the presence of foreign guests is also planned. The Russian side reserves the right to take retaliatory measures where and when it sees fit."
Right, so...
Pretty strong words.
Right. So the way how I see this is Putin did not plan for the war to be this long.
Oh, definitely. It was supposed to be, 30 days and that's it.
Literally. It was supposed to be, we're going to go in, grab our shit, and you get out.
Yeah,
You know,
we're gonna hang Zelensky in the town square. We're gonna prove our point. We're gonna take over, and this is ours now.
the way what I see this is how I feel that Russia is trying to get the U.S. involved in this war without necessarily, trying to go there, because they did say that retaliation is going to happen. They are going to do something about it.
Yeah.
So within the next, as of filming, May 3rd, nothing has happened yet. But I feel that, obviously something's going to happen.
For sure.
Necessarily, I don't believe it's going to be a nuclear bomb, because he has threatened nuke a lot. I don't think it's going to go that far.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if he pushes the envelope on this one.
I feel that a lot of civilians' lives are going to be on the line with his threat.
Right.
Because he's not scared to use, basically, they're casualties of war. It's sad to say, but, every war has civilian casualties, and it's the price of war.
Right.
Another reason that this is, I feel, my belief, nobody else's, I feel that this is a BS attack because look at everything that's been going on in this war.
You think it's a false flag?
I feel like it really is.
Right.
Right? You know why?
It has all the signs of one.
You know why? Look what happened with supposedly that missile that Russia shot, and it almost hit Poland.
Oh, right.
Right. Zelensky right away, he's like, we need the U.S. to come in, and we need the U.S. to attack Russia. We need to get them out already because they're starting to the missiles are going over here and this and that and that. Did you see what it was?
What was it?
It was one of Ukraine's missiles.
One of their own missiles.
It was one of their own missiles that they shot.
Oh, right.
And it basically it went off course. And
and I remember it. Yeah, and that was crazy because Ukraine and Russia aren't that different in terms of their politics and how they move things along.
Right.
They lie a lot. Like, plain and simple, they lie a ton.
The pipeline.
Right.
The pipeline that supposedly Putin blew up.
Right.
Why would Putin blow up his own pipeline where he could just be like, and you're cut off?
There's be no reason.
Exactly.
I mean, unless he wanted to do another false flag thing.
Did you see? There was this interview where,
like, if he can blame it on the U.S., or he can blame it on somebody else, and be like, maybe that would be a reason why he would want to destroy his own pipeline.
There was this interview where Trump was talking to, I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Tucker or if it was Piers Morgan. It was somebody. I could be completely wrong on both of those, but he was saying that they asked him, "Do you know who blew up the pipeline?" And Trump said, "Well, it wasn't Russia." And they're like, "Oh, but do you know who did it?" He's like, "I do, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't want the U.S. to look bad."
So he's full of shit.
I feel like all these are false flags, because what does Zelensky want? He wants a shit ton of our money and our troops to go attack Russia. What does Russia want?
He has money. He has our money for sure.
Oh no, he definitely does. But he wants more. He wants more than just money. He wants our fighter jets. He wants troops. He wants our troops on the ground.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Exactly. That's what he wants. That's why they keep on pushing all these allegations, right? What does Putin want? Putin wants basically he wants Ukraine. He wants his territories back.
Yeah, he wants his legacy to be, I took back and I rebuilt the USSR.
Literally. And they're both. I mean, I'm not trying to blame Zelensky for something that Putin did, because Putin was the one that started the war.
Yeah, he started.
Exactly. So
well, hold on. Okay, shots fired. Yes, Putin started it, but it wasn't without reason.
I mean, this part of the war.
Yeah, the actual starting of the war is
right. Exactly.
Putin,
because there's been long headbutts. It's not a 30-minute podcast that we can go into the history of the tension between Russia and Ukraine. This is why I see this as a false flag, because they want this war to be over.
Right.
Russia doesn't want to admit that all this has been going on for as long as it's been going on. Zelensky just wants it to be over fast. You know, like he doesn't. I don't necessarily think that he wants to prolong the war, but
Of course not. They're in his house.
Exactly. You know, basically he's trying to push the bully away by using tactics that are even more, how would I say, like stronger in a way. I wouldn't know how to phrase what I'm trying to think, you know, but he wants his older brother to come in and fight the bully for him.
Oh, right.
Which is understandable. It's understandable. Like your home country is getting invaded, is getting attacked. Your people are dying.
I would want as much help as I can get.
Exactly. So I'm not blaming him, you know, but all this playing around with people's lives, you know, that have nothing to do with it, where you're creating all these false flags to purposely bring us into a war. That's not what I'm okay with.
Right.
You know.
And frankly, I mean, I think if how hard would it really be to assassinate a president if you're the U.S.? I mean, they've overthrown regimes
look at
time and time again.
Look at what Trump did with when he took out the leader of ISIS. I don't know if it was ISIS or Al Qaeda, which the one, but he literally, like, dude, and it was so crazy how they did it too, where they found out the car that he went into, and like they found out the car. No, it wasn't the car. I lied. It was, they found out, they knew that he was in a hotel, and they basically, he went out. They were studying his routine. He went out to, like, in his morning to, I guess, like, do his stretch or whatever, and just look out, and a missile, boom,
damn,
just took him out like that.
Well,
and it was a precision missile because it took him out and his area, but not the whole entire hotel. So we know, like, there's,
and it's like if the U.S. really wanted to, they would, but the reason they don't is because if you got found out that it was you that did this, well, World War III, here we go.
Exactly. So right now I looked up, and this is on Rutgers also. Ukraine war already with up to 354,000 casualties. So that's the Ukrainian side right there.
Damn.
Let me see if I can find the Russian one.
They don't even have that many troops. That had to be civilians.
Oh no, no. All these people they're basically armed militia now. You know, because it is the civilians fighting for. Well, obviously also civilians, but they're army. Right. They're not necessarily like. Well, they are fighting in the war. They are soldiers, you know. But like, it's just because Ukraine did that thing where if you're a man and you're at the age of like 15 to like 65.
Oh, it's like a draft.
Yeah, you have to fight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're fighting. You know. I'm trying to find the Russian casualties, but I mean, I could look it up, but it's kind of a lot to look up right now. But yeah, so that's why I feel like it's a false flag. It definitely is a false flag. He wants when he said that he's gonna retaliate, it's Russia. What's the most biggest fear of Russia? Nukes. You know, so he's saying this so the US, the UN, NATO, they can all get involved and be like, no, don't do this. Here, you know, just take the land, take it. You know,
yeah,
that's basically what he's trying to do. You know.
I don't want to put the blame on Ukraine.
I don't want to see anybody like not try to call his bluff, because like, what if he's not bluffing? You know, this is the hard part about wartime politics. You know, are you the one that's bluffing, or are you the one going to call the bluff?
I don't think he is bluffing. I think and according to some reports, he's sick. He doesn't got very much time left, and I think this was supposed to be like his legacy thing. Like he took back Ukraine for the USSR. And now I can die happy, kind of deal, and it's like, and then even some of his top officials, one of the quotes that he had said was, if it comes down to it, like, we will do what we have to do, because a world without Russia is not a world worth having. And so notice, basically saying that I'm willing to blow up.
And notice how he talks about it though, right? He's doing these double-handed threats. You know, where he's like, I'm not saying I'm going to nuke you, but I'm also not saying I'm going to nuke you.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not going to nuke you. But
it's an option.
Right now, you know? I'm not. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, like let's just say that if I'm taking now, my hand will somehow fall on that button.
Right.
You know, which is the most scariest thing to think about, because if you're going to die, you're already going to die. So might as well just take out everybody with you.
Yeah.
You know, that was the whole threat of like the whole Cold War, that, you know, like.
That's what they called mutually assured destruction. which is the policy now. It's like, you nuke me, we're gonna nuke you.
Right, and it's the sad truth of these nuclear superpowers. You know that I want to say. I mean, obviously, the United States has more advanced technology than through the army than Russia. You know, so I would if we did go into nuclear war, obviously a shit ton of lives, a metric shit ton of lives would be lost. But somehow I think that the United States will be able to strike Russia faster and harder than what Russia can strike us.
Yeah, I believe we would, but I mean, the aftermath would be.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about like the aftermath. Everybody loses.
Oh, yeah, at the end, nobody wins.
Exactly,
yeah.
but I'm just saying that if for whatever reason Putin shot nukes at us, I think our nukes would hit him first before his nukes hit us. You know, I would like to believe that the United States has a Iron Dome type of situation where they'd be able to knock the nukes, like blow them up in the air, but then the fallout.
Yeah, they do have some stuff on a few Navy ships out in the coasts,
right?
Where they do have like missile defense systems. Like for sure they have them. They can stop. Like it doesn't matter though, because if you shoot 1,000 rockets, you're gonna catch maybe like 150, 200. The rest are getting through.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right. Damn, this is scary though. But I don't know. At this point. At this point, you're playing with people's lives.
Of course, yeah.
It's and for what? Like basically a territorial dispute. That Ukraine has been Ukraine for how long now?
This is like a vanity project for Vladimir Putin.
Yeah,
he doesn't need it. He doesn't want it, and of course, he's saying that it's for the defense of his people, right? Because if Ukraine joins NATO, then there's going to be a huge problem.
Right.
And that's what he's arguing against. Because
now if they do join NATO, now you have all the alliances backing up Ukraine.
Right. And now they're right on your border.
Yeah. Now if Russia were to do anything to Ukraine, guess what? Now you do have World War III.
Yeah.
Now all of NATO will go after you. Then you have, obviously if you go after Russia, you go after China, you go after.
Well, no,
I want to keep up. No, I'm saying so. if you attack Russia, Russia's buddy with China. China is gonna help out Russia.
Yeah,
a communist country for another communist country. I want to keep on saying India, but I'm not too sure, and I haven't looked it up yet. But I believe India also sides with Russia and China. Not too sure. I don't know, but.
Well, I would if I were India because they're right next door.
Right. Then you have Cuba. Then you have Venezuela. You have all these communist regimes around the world that can and will help out their basically their sugar mamas. The sugar daddies. Because that's where they're getting the bulk of their money from. Their
oil, all their.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then on top of that, you have ISIS is buddy with China also.
Yeah.
So you have all these. It's just a bad deal. Like it really is. This is why Russia doesn't want NATO to. This is why Russia doesn't want Ukraine to join NATO, and this is why Zelensky wants to join NATO. Because they want to have that reassurance. I don't know. It's just
it's a tough spot.
Did you see there was this interview where this person in Russia was going up to random people in Russia and asking them what they thought about the past presidents of Russia, and basically everybody is held with high regards. Stalin, I can't name them off right now at the top of my head, but Stalin is
Gorbachev.
Yeah, Stalin, Gorbachev, all these past presidents that have done these great things. Russia holds them with high regards. Because they're proud to be Russian. This is who they are. This is their bloodline. So that's why, like you were saying earlier, Putin wants his legacy to be, I reunited Russia, I reinstated the USSR, and this is my legacy. And whoever takes on from here on now, at least his name will go down in the history books.
Yeah,
and that's what he wants.
Yeah, because he thought. I think. Putin did not like Gorbachev because he was playing too friendly with like the U.S. and other capitalist countries.
Yeah, and that's why you got somebody like Putin in office, because you were kind of starting to open up a little bit to the possibilities of like we can all live together, get along peacefully. Putin is KGB. You know,
Yeah, he was
so,
a former KGB agent.
Yeah, you know, so like this, when you have those beliefs, you want to stick to those beliefs.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, this is this is a false flag, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. It, like everything else,
It reeks of false flag. Not even a good one though either, because it's like, who's stupid enough to send a drone?
So
Like across country,
okay,
you know?
I get you there, but there has been okay, I get you there, but there has been drones being used in this war. Have you seen
yeah.
the war footage?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was there's this one video where you basically there's a drone flying up and there's these Russians in a trench. They don't even know, dude, and like they basically just drop an RPG rocket on them.
Yeah.
You know, like so it's dumb that they would use a drone.
It's high enough you can't hear it.
Exactly.
And there's no propulsion like.
Oh no, it was high. It was high up there because the rocket took a while to hit the ground.
And of course it's just dropping. So
Yeah.
there's no like fire behind it or any kind of propulsion system on the rocket itself. It's just gravity. So you don't hear it coming at all.
Right. And this is why it's a false flag, because a drone. Supposedly you have all this advanced technology, you know, but you can't catch a drone. You know, like it, and granted, like in the video, it wasn't even flying that fast.
No.
You know,
Like if I'm trying to get through security and I'm a drone, I'm going full speed.
Dude. It would be more believable if like a corner of the palace or whatever the hell it's called, like if that blew up, right? If like one, like there was significant damage.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like, you know, like, oh, the outside of my dome is now charred, you know, like we got to get a new flag up, you know, like that's basically the sense of the damage that it was.
Yeah, it didn't even hit the building.
Exactly. You know, so like make it more believable.
Yeah.
You know, you're Russia. You're willing to throw the men out there to die. You know, just maybe put somebody, be like, hey, you know, go clean that window over there. Ha ha ha. Boom. You know what I mean?
Put on this outfit.
Right. Exactly. You know,
Carry this gun.
shave your head. Yeah. You know, that's why I believe it's a false flag. You know, but yes, they have been using drones. It basically is modern warfare. You know,
Yeah.
like and it's scary because you don't know. Like you're thinking you're safe, and then out of nowhere, you're just like you're done.
Yeah.
You know, it's damn, dude. That's scary to think about. Just like me and you are gladly just talking right now, right? Like doing this podcast to you,
Right.
3 people that listen to us. You know, and out of nowhere, just like, and we're done. You know, that's scary to think about.
Well, I mean, it's not just that. I mean, a nuke. You know, it's like run, hide. Where?
You can't.
It's a nuke.
You can't. Possibly underground, but depending where the bomb hit.
What if you jump into a swimming pool? Will you survive?
Depending how deep the swimming pool is.
What if you jump in like the sewers?
I think you probably survive in the sewers.
You think so?
I think so, because it's so much concrete. It's basically like a bunker. It's surrounded by concrete, and it has to be like what? It's like 10 feet underground.
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's already 10 feet underground, right? You have so it doesn't cave in, and actually, it obviously has to have infrastructure. You know, I think you survive, but like I said,
Not a direct on top though.
yeah, no. If it's directly on top, you're done. You're done. I would say if you're a mile away from the blast, then I think you're good. I don't know the radius of a nuclear blast.
I don't even think you'd survive a mile away.
No, underground.
Oh, underground. Oh,
Underground.
okay, then yeah, probably underground.
Yeah.
Right.
I think a swimming pool, a sewer. If you go underground, if you have an underground bunker, which I want one so bad, but my underground bunker would be my underneath me neighbors. So you know, I don't think they would be happy like me just, you know, making a hole on top of my apartment, you know, or the top of their roof. But yeah, no, I think if you jump into a pool, you know what? Ask ChatGPT that. All right, Mauro, you asked ChatGPT this question, and what did ChatGPT say?
It says I'm right. Pretty much, it says. I got excited. So it says I was right because it says surviving a nuclear attack while under a pool would depend on several factors, including the size of the nuclear weapon, the distance from the blast, and the depth of the pool. While being underwater in a pool could potentially shield you from the initial heat and blast wave of a nuclear explosion, it would not protect you from the radiation that follows. Additionally, if the explosion was close enough, the force of the blast could rupture the pool and expose you to the full impact of the blast. It's important to note that the best way to survive a nuclear attack is to follow emergency guidelines and evacuate to a designated shelter or fallout shelter as soon as possible. These shelters are designed to provide protection from the radiation that follows a nuclear explosion and can greatly increase your chances of survival. Close enough.
I mean, we were both right because I said depending on where the blast hits.
Yeah.
You know, so there you guys go. If there's a nuclear blast and you have a little kiddie pool that's like this big, you know, and it's inflatable, chances are you'll probably survive, but you might not survive.
So it had to be further than a mile. I had said a mile away.
So you had to be further than a mile.
Further than a mile, because I had said a mile away, and apparently, a mile away, no, you'd still be dead.
Damn. All right, so
yeah, if you're a mile away from a nuclear explosion, being under a pool would not offer you sufficient protection. A nuclear explosion releases a tremendous amount of energy in the form of heat, blast, and radiation. The initial blast wave can travel for several miles, depending on the size of the explosion. Even if you are a mile away from the blast, the heat and blast waves could cause serious injuries or death. Damn it.
Guys, be at least 5 miles away from a nuclear blast when it happens, if it happens. Hopefully it never happens.
Yep, moving to the mountains.
What if they want to say screw the mountains and that's what they attack first?
Fuck. Of course they would.
Guys, thank you for watching this episode of the Slightly Off Topic podcast. Comment down below. Do you think Hillary Clinton did it? We know she did it, but we want to know your thoughts. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. Peace out.
Later.